Good evening, everyone. Dab here. Just gonna make a quick build guide for my Whirlwind, or updated build guide. Had a little bit of a video yesterday. Current iteration I'm on. Currently have Godslayer Crown, making use of my damage to elites, and also a pull-in effect while I'm whirlwinding, and also a 60% damage buff when that happens. We got the Rage of Haragoth, just making our cooldowns non-existent, combined with the Fist of Fate, making it all happen. And we got Call of the Ancients happen a lot. We wind up with a lot of blue people on the field, and yeah, a lot of earthquakes actually. So with the 8 glyphs that I figured out, we got Rumble in there for a 30% damage modifier. Movement speed on some boots. This is also our armor slot. That's the most important thing. I'm not happy about the lucky hit for slow. I would love to have a lucky hit for stun or freeze for the Godslayer. I mean, right now, the Godslayer constantly gets triggered because of Fist of Fate with the lucky hit, chance to apply a random crowd control effect. And then this can only happen once every 12 seconds, so yeah, every 12 seconds something is happening. I switch between the exploit imprint on the bottom, or the aspect, and also grasping whirlwind. It's a lot of fun too. With Fist of Fate and the Rupture Pool from Fields of Crimson, things get unstoppable pretty quick, so this comes in handy for 40% multiplicative damage boost. Alright, two-handed mace is where we go for cast twice. My item's bricked out, or actually not bricked out, I just don't want to try too much since I got a chance to cast twice. Yeah. You want cast twice on this one. I got damage for berserking here. You could go something else. Let's see. Well, I got damage while Warcry here, and damage while berserking here. Right now, I'm right at 283. I had 303, but I took off a Paragon node that was giving me 20 because I wanted to get some more damage reduction. So that dropped me under the 300. But yeah, you could go for a lot of things here. You can go damage for close or anything. You can get a little higher numbers putting on the Grandfather in this build, so then you'd want to just go critical strike damage across the board. But I'm going more for the speed and effect on this build with the Fields Crimson Sword. I'll make another Barbarian to do some other versions of Whirlwind. But right now I'm settling on like a Tasmanian support double. Because while, yeah, even Doombringer and my shouts, I make everything deal less damage, and I make my teammates do more damage. So having me on the team, not only I hold my own pretty well. I can speed farm tier 7 solo. I can do tier 8 solo, but it just takes longer. But yeah, this is also my huge damage reduction item because I don't have Harlequin's Crest or Tyrael's Might. Yeah, I wound up with Warcry, damage while Warcry active, and I just first attempt I got the Masterwork crit, so I just kept it. This is all just a happy accident, and it seems to work good. But I went for Dust Devil damage here. You get cast twice off two-handed mace, damage off the one-handed mace, or whatever weapon you got here. I just happen to have a mace because sometimes I switch between dual wield. Right now I'm on two-handed slashing. Let's see. I'm on two-handed slashing just because of Rupture having to use this. I just want to go all in with two-handed slashing. That's it. That's the only reason. And also I'm trying to inflict some bleeding. I don't care about the bleeding damage itself. I just care about inflicting bleeding. And also got this necklace I'm using with heavy-handed, so I want to try that out. I got invigorated, damage to close. So again, you could put something else here, and you can make this damage while Warcry is active. You can make it damage while berserking, and you can make this damage to close berserking. Here's some options. Again, the close is getting at 300. I'm just under, but it's negative. Yeah, negative. Whatever. Man, having some indigestion. But yeah, a lot of it revolves around the Fields of Crimson Sword. The blood pool this creates, well, with Fist of Fates, our Rupture has 108% lucky hit chance. So Fist of Fate, 108% lucky hit chance, and the blood pool from this has a lucky hit chance as well. So anything that walks in gets hit with a lucky hit. It works nice. And it all really, Fields of Crimson plus Fist of Fates make Rage of Harakoth disappear the cooldowns. That's what it's all about. And I got movement speed and attack speed because we want to go fast. I had more so with dual wield, but even right now, two-handed sword, I got a little average here. I got 79% attack speed, 74% crit chance. As with attack speed potion. And yeah, no Indara's Visage. Right now I got crit chance here. I did have attack speed here, but I turned it into crit chance to balance them out a little. And this one can bounce back and forth. It has attack speed right now. For the skills, we got our 3 shouts. Again, there's hardly any cooldowns, so we're constantly shouting and making twisters. Call of the Ancients, constantly doing it, so the buff's almost always active, and we always got these blue people on the field that are making earthquakes and doing stuff. And they got the damage multiplier from the Ariat's Blessing legs, too. Warcry, this is, because it's almost always active, this is our main source of berserking. And, yeah, main source of berserking, happens a lot. You can put Wrath Berserker on here to help get more berserking. I found Warcry was enough in crowds. Yeah, it's all about crowds. The bigger the crowd, more damage we do. The explosion on this, and with the Fields of Crimson Sword, it just makes crowds disappear. Whirlwind, minimum points in this. We're not going for the whirlwind damage itself. That is a viable possibility. You can forego Dust Devils completely. Focus on whirlwind damage, and like just focus on your small area there and whirlwind size. Without further ado, let's see. I got everything set on two-handed slashing. So the highest whirlwind damage I've found so far has been with dual wield. So I'm gonna work on another one, but I don't want to mess this board up. Paragon board. Minimum activations, 8 glyphs. Without further ado, we got Paragon node going up. Exploit. Blood Rage, straight up the top. So here's one spot you can play around with some. We got 3 spots going over here for Enraged. There's a total of 3 or 4 extra points on the board to play with. This is where I dropped from the 303 to 283 from my damage while berserking, because I needed more damage reduction. I'll show where I put them. You could go up this side and get health, 6% health. Now if you go up this side, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 for the 3 points we have. Next board, we get the Bonebreaker board. Wrathglyph, get a little critical strike damage. We don't care about overpowering whirlwind. And damage reduction while healthy. This is a possibility as well with the 3 points. But I went damage reduction from bleeding with my points. Next board, we had Warbringer. This was purely to activate the strength. A little extra physical damage doesn't hurt in this build. And on this board, again, I was taking the Decimator board. So on the way, I had the option for two-handed. I could always just take these points out and switch to another type of weapon. Could probably find a way to switch in a board for the dual wield board, but that board does cost a lot of points to do anything on. Could easily go 7 glyph and dual wield. Could do that. Let's see. So yeah, Decimator board might, because we got the two-handed sword. And you can always go ambidextrous there. Let's see. We could free up 2 points here. We could take these two off and just put, actually we free up 3 points. It's an extra 3. I don't count these as extra, but because you would lose your damage reduction from vulnerable. That's the only place we got it from, right? That's 12.5%. 12.5% damage reduction multiplier that you'd completely lose if you got rid of this. But you can take these off and just put a point right there on strength, and you're good to activate that. Oh, my bad. Never mind. Ignore my math. You need that 10 strength. That's why we got it. It's cool. You need that damage reduction. Anyways, next board. Here's where I put the 3 extra points on the Carnage board. I put them right here in damage reduction from close. Because this is a Dex board right here with Territorial. Yeah, you completely take these off. That's 3 points that you can put wherever you want somewhere else. You can take these 3 points and you can put them here. You switch this around, you can put them there. I'm sure you can find a few other places. You can toss them on other boards. You could take damage reduction while healthy there. But you know, let me see how my damage reduction from bleeding is, or from close is. That might actually be better now that I'm thinking about it. Because damage reduction from close, I took the 3 points off already, so I still got it. From vulnerable, from elites. You know what? Yeah, happy accident. I need that more. Because that is a whole new multiplier I don't have at all. That's why I started getting squishy. There we go. Alright, so now I would say that's non-negotiable. That just added 15% to the board that didn't exist before, right? Yep, right there. Look at that. Wow. Added a new bucket of numbers. Next board. Alright, where were we? Warbringer, Decimator, Carnage. Again, that was Territorial on Carnage, giving us our damage destruction from close. So we didn't do that one. Sounds like Territorial was designed for this Paragon board. Notice that with some of them. Imbiber, increased damage while healthy. Again, didn't need the armor or strength here, didn't need the physical damage or strength there. I did willpower going through here. Look at that. And then ended up right here. I got the idea for this board somewhat from the 8 Glyph sorcerer board. It's just boards are different, and this was a happy accident. I went through, random, just sat down, making a board, going for 2-hand slashing. The goal was 7 glyphs, and before I knew it, I was like, I got a chance at 8 here, and I did it with Exacxes. Damage reduction from bleeding too. Don't care about damage over time. We make them bleed. And then right here, we have all the Call of Ancients creating the Earthquakes for us. I don't even use an extra way for that. And without further ado, let's see. I think my wife just got on. Invite her. Or nope, not yet. And we are going to do a Tier 7 Horde. Top off our potion here. Don't really care about an incense. And yeah, we'll have some fun ensue here. Drink some coffee, puffing on my vape. Alright. Awkward part is like just always getting started, right? Essentially, we need to like deal and take damage. Sorry, one sec. We need to get in there and deal and take damage. We can get a shout going. We can call the Ancients because one of the Ancients will generate Fury for us, so that helps. So watch this. We'll go with Ancient route. Ancient goes in, starts generating Fury for us, and we can get it started, and we never run out of Fury again. Let's go. Again, anything in the puddle here, blood pool, takes 30% multiplicative damage. And that is from all sources, not just your character, anybody in your group. And again, with this rupture, it's like everything in like that circle, that size of circle, everything gets hit by an explosion that makes them explode, and they explode on everything around them, and it causes a chain effect that crowds will just disappear. It is insane. Bigger the crowd, bigger they or faster they die. So if you're dealing with something like the Butcher or Aether Lords, you know, maybe just let them follow you into crowds, and they'll get killed by the crowds. When you're fighting the council, it actually helps you when they have all those little guys run in, try to explode on you. Oh, see, these are both good for me. Like, I want Hellborn, I'm getting that. But I want as much, like, I'm just going to be decimating the little thing. Little things are going to appear and they're just going to be dead, you know, when they're around me. So killing them will trigger the events fast. But we got to get Hellborn. We don't pass up Hellborn like this. Not on Whirlwind. Most of our Aether points come from Hellborn. Because we'll just get concentrated fighting large crowds and lose sight of some events going on. But if we got Hellborn, they're part of these crowds we're fighting. But at least Whirlwind's always moving, you know. Let's get the crowds in. Yeah, larger the crowd, they just explode and they die. It's very nice. Oh. Play style for the most part. You can hold right click to spin. You can hold 1, 2, 3 for your first 3 buttons. And you can keep left clicking to activate 1, 2, and 3 constantly whenever they're off cooldown. And then you just press 4 as you notice it's off cooldown. Remember, that is your berserking too, or the one I have on 4. Yay, rewarded. Got it. Hello, come play. Let the first one come in and I hit it with the God Slayer and they all got pulled into me. So I was also thinking about damage to crowd control. It's just it only hurts the bosses on, or like for a temper, instead of the damage to Warcry or damage versus close. Because I do have the territorial glyph on. I don't need that damage versus close temper. You know, you gotta think about that. They're all additive. You want to have the numbers. Having numbers you don't have is better than not having numbers at all. Currently, I don't have damage to crowd control number, which would do a lot of damage in here because, fun fact for Barbarian, taunt is crowd control. So taunting the screen has the other screen, the entire screen under the crowd control effect, right? So all those skulls over their head from taunting, that means they're crowd controlled. And then, I mean, I got Fist of Fate too, right? But yeah, I'm constantly crowd controlling the screen. So that'd be damage versus everything. Except, bosses are only considered crowd controlled while they're staggered. And I'm kind of trying to maximize my boss damage. So, I mean, maybe. With Fist of Fate, I do stagger bosses fast, so that would be good, right? Stagger them fast, but eventually they stop staggering fast. Alright, with Whirlwind, we definitely want to stay away from Lords as much as possible. I could use some speed. Never unhappy with speed. Oh, shoot. I don't know what happened there. So I got all Aether at once or something. And I went fast. Look at that. I mean, the puddles stack. From what I gather, you can stack like 3 or 4 of them on top of each other. And the color changes once you've got the maximum amount stacked right there. I can go rupture, rupture, rupture. Then it kind of turns into like a flaming blood pool. It's pretty cool. Alright, cool. Probably just overlaying effects, you know. Yeah, all these blue people actually do some damage with Ariat's Blessing Legs. Nothing to sneeze about. That's why I actually have all 3 points on the skill. That's right, I still need to show the skill tree. I'll go down that soon after I'm done with this. Here, just in case people are waiting. Skill tree, da, 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 da. You can see the numbers here. I briefly went over it before. Yeah, we usually stop here. We got this one right now just because we got the effects going anyways. And this is actually 10 Fury, so yeah, I like that. Chance to stun as well here, so that's Godslayer. Yeah. Berserking, the only danger is letting Berserking drop, and yeah, other than that, it nets more damage than anything else. Core skill, we're not going for the actual damage of Whirlwind itself. If you do, go for this. And I would recommend, I don't know, it's like sometimes you can't seem to get the stacks to go up for Crown of Lucian. That's why I took it off. There were times I played with it and I had all 5 stacks, and other times I couldn't get it to trigger more than 1 stack. I think it's something with the channeling skill. It's not triggering the Crown of Lucian correctly. Like whenever I get those 5 stacks show up, it'd be a damage increase. But without it, Hey, look at this. We got Surging Hellborn. I pretty much just try to spam all the buttons while you're playing. The fun part is like trying to rupture while you're whirlwinding does that natural. Anybody that's played whirlwind a bit, you'll learn that if you like stutter step on the boss itself, you'll kill the boss faster. It has to do with releasing your two-handed whirlwinding tornado at the boss's feet or at your feet every time. Every time you go like that, you're releasing it there, and so that leads to more boss damage or more single target damage. It's not a hack or a glitch. You're just controlling where you drop that tornado. As opposed to when you're whirlwinding, you can go back and forth and the tornado will completely miss the single target. Yep. Right now we're on Hellborn. That means we want faster Hellborn. Probably going to make another character tonight that's going to be another Whirlwind Barbarian. So I want to make them for the different weapon types. I want to make a dual wield Whirlwind that in combat can push 200% attack speed. I want to generate Fury while I'm doing that. And I want to create Dust Devils while I'm generating that Fury. And then I want a two-handed mace build with a grandfather that is just all about the big hits. It will probably be the Harlequin Crest Tyrael's Might build. I don't know, we'll see. Tyrael's Might be out the window now. I'm getting used to not playing with Tyrael's Might anymore. Surging. If you don't have any survivability, Tyrell's Might will definitely give you all the survivability and the movement speed to boot. No repair cost. It's amazing. Damage reduction. It's everything you need. But with what I'm discovering, you can get a few little things going with some tempers. Tempers that are only available on the legs of the chest. We got a lot of fun leg pieces to use. Still fun chest pieces to use too. You know, like I could actually go legendary boots and get all my resistance on legs from the Tacits of Dawn or whatever they are. They also increase your max resistance. That's not bad. I love this. I'm just killing everything so fast the Hellborn just spawn and come to me. It's great. Yep. My non-existent cooldowns just got half non-existent. That is a thing. Yeah. That helps a lot in the boss fight, actually. That's the main reason I got it. Invigoration can go with you to the boss room. In the boss room, I won't have the crowds to reset my cooldowns as fast. I mean, I'll still be resetting them. So the invigoration might just be what I need for the boss fight. Oh my goodness. Look at all these blue people. That's what invigoration does. I really wish they would change that 12 seconds on the Godslayer down to like 6 seconds or 9 seconds or something like that. If they're doing multiples of 3. They like the number 6s in this game. Alright, now this is a bunch of bull crap here. We were on such a nice roll. Get an extra Aether. You know what? Happens sometimes. This is last wave. I pretty much have permanent unstoppable. So he's going to chase me. I'm going to focus on Hellborn. Get him to come at me. See if we can get him to die to crowds. You gotta watch out for his fire trail on here too, as Whirlwind. That is very, right there. Oh man, that fire trail is very dangerous as Whirlwind. Sometimes you don't even know you're in it. There you go. See right there? You just focus on other stuff, let him chase you, and he will kill himself. Just like I almost killed myself getting tied up in his fire trail. Hey, we still got like over 500 on this run. Nice. Or, I mean, over 100. Yeah. We were in the 500. We were like 520 when we started, I think. Nice. Yay. Got all of our speed and our stuff with us. Let's do this. Is there flame? Yes, there is. We're going after flame first, wherever he is. We don't like flame at all. Alright, we got cruel. Cruel chases you. Shadow will be in and out. Again, I'm starting to learn this is all about their movement style. If you're fighting flame, you chase flame. Shadow will be in and out. Cruel will come after you. Where'd he go? So, the best way to get all three together is to go after flame. Flame will constantly run from you. See? Feels like decent damage for bosses on tier 7. There we go. Thanks for joining us, Shadow. And if we get the shadow, if we get the crowds together. Alright, so yeah, Cruel's pretty much Cruel's like the butcher. Yeah. I usually let Cruel die just by chasing me. But now I got shadowed by himself. Ah, man. Control stopped respawning for a second. I hate when that happens. There we go. Got some stuff coming in. Alright, so it's just shadow. And the current things existing. Looks like the most dangerous thing for me to watch out for is the Hydras. It pops up right by me and spits out that shotgun. There we go. The smaller ones that have the line between them, those are the ones that really stink for me. There we go. 700 on the dot. Let's see what we got. 2-star mace. Did someone see that my mace sucked? Oh, we don't do overpower damage though. So actually, I got earlier when I was playing, it was on the stream actually. I got another mace that might go there, or it might go my dual wield one. That's one reason I didn't do it. It has a greater effects for strength, life, and then or maybe strength and crit chance. I can't remember. I really liked it though. Somewhere in the stash. Stash is too crazy to show right now on stream or search through it. 3-star boots. Oh, it would, huh? It would. One of those 3 stars had to be poison. I didn't want that shit. Yeah. Anyways, hope you liked the guide. It's a lot of fun to play with. It's very fast. Oh, and yeah, in groups. Like if you're playing with the top DPS people, like Lightning Spear Sorcerers, or Chain of Lightning, or Landslide Druid, or any of the mini rogue builds that are in S tier, uh, you boost their damage. All right. You Everything in your blood pools takes 30% multiplicative damage. That applies to your teammates as well. And then Warcry, nearby allies for 3.7 seconds, and you're constantly doing it. So you're constantly giving your teammates a 15% damage buff multiplicative there. So that is 2 different multiplicative damage buffs that you're giving your team with Warcry and the Field's Crimson Sword, right? So not only can this build hold its own, you are one of the best group supports I've found in this game. You're reducing the damage the monsters deal. That helps your teammates as well by 20%. And if you want to take some movement speed or something else, you can make your shouts make stuff deal less damage. So, yeah. So now shout skills cause enemies deal 12% less damage. You're always shouting, enemies deal less damage. Oh, this might stack with the same number from Doombringer. That's interesting. It'd be hard for me to check that. I think that's why I actually took that off to begin with. I had that thought. I think this would stack with the 20% damage reduction, or it's the same word, same verbiage. When it's the same verbiage, typically that means it appears in the same category in your stats. If it's in the same category, that means it's additive, right? And then some additive numbers are in the same bucket. Maxroll.gg has a good breakdown for that, for the statistics. But a Doombringer reduce their damage dealt, or enemies damage dealt, by 20%. So that is the same wording for here. Shout skills cause enemies to deal less damage. I mean, so overall, those stats would fall in the same category. So 12% here, plus 20% for Doombringer, that'd be 32% damage, or less damage. That they deal, right? So that helps your entire team. So if you're in a group, this probably help your group more. If you're playing solo, probably swiftness, because you want to go a little faster. All right. And yeah, movement speed's not a bad thing. I get this attack speed right here could be movement speed, and it could cap out our movement speed at 200% or close to it. Or yeah, there's a lot of options for necklaces. This is just one I settled on right now because it had the heavy-handed for the two-handed sword I was trying out. And again, next I'll probably work on putting together a dual wield Whirlwind, and then I want to do a two-handed mace Whirlwind. Trying to find which one I like the most, because next season we're going to have 2 builds saved on one character. So as of right now, my builds for Barbarian are Whirlwind and Deathblow. Deathblow, there's some differences between speed and power variations that I have, but they're mainly just swapping weapons out. Let's see, where was that mace? Let's see, we got a mace with max life vulnerable damage. Oh, that'll be for, I need to do a rupture build as well. A rupture build for bleed. I gotta make bleed work once this season, right? Yes, that means this, oh man, this sword right here and this mace will go great because the rupture build likes bleeding or likes vulnerable damage. Because just like you want 300% damage while berserking, the bleeding builds want 300% damage while vulnerable. So yeah, I'll take care of that. Probably throw temperings on there for damage while berserking. I don't know, I might need the Doombringer though. Doombringer has my damage reduction, life boost. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Oh yeah, sorry, I was thinking about the rupture build. Rupture build, yeah, rupture will use this. Gotta mix up with the Whirlwind. Extra Doombringer right here for the next Whirlwind build. Because yeah, Whirlwind can go a lot further by just holding the Doombringer for the damage reduction. Yeah, so I got my damage reduction stat here, and I got my resistance to all elements here, and armor stat here. And again, I like movement speed. I know it could be other stuff, but don't judge me. And you can always switch out Fist of Fate and still have, even without Fist of Fate, Rupture still has a 71% lucky hit chance. You can always put an item on there that has lucky hit roll, right? Now, the only reason I'm not right now is mainly because my boots got bricked out here. If that had Stun or Freeze to trigger the Godslayer Crown, then I might go with some shenanigans here, and I got some ideas. Increase some damage and stuff. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, the damage could go up more on this build, but right now, this is my group buffing build. It's a lot of fun. I can run either tier 7 or tier 8 in groups, perfectly fine. I can do it solo, perfectly fine. Can speed run through a 101 pit if you care about that, do that fine. And Lord knows you can do the trials with it, you can do nightmare dungeons, and if you're going to do all the speed stuff, all you got to do is just flip that attack speed right there to, well, at least on mine, I'd flip it to movement speed, and that gave me what I needed, right? Let's see. I didn't really touch on a lot. I know in the past I used Andariel's Visage with Starlight Circle to have all my Fury. So I hit stuff and get Fury by healing. Right now I'm going with healing while I'm shouting because I'm always shouting. And then also Invigorating Fury, heal whenever I spend. Between those and hitting stuff, yeah, I got all the healing I need and all the Fury I need. So I'm always healing myself as well. So I'm rapidly spinning and healing and generating Fury and spending it. Could probably push damage a little higher by getting rid of this and just trying to manage Fury through other means. Could always get Fury per second or something on boots. It's a lucky hit build. You could always get lucky hit, generate Fury. That's a possibility too. There's a lot of ideas. But until next time, I'm going to end the stream and just play around some. See you later.